been so consistent with the yellow pads. I think you're the only person I know that like purposely...
I'm a boomer at heart, really.
That is no.
That's my dad, yeah.
Mark is secretly all of our fathers.
Give you a cigar and a Truman Capote book, and you're my father.
Don't get me started on the liberals, okay?
Welcome back to This Week in Money. We've got a threesome today. Two of my favorite friends. Welcome
That was
back.
an interesting way to start this, Brian. Normally I have to sign the OnlyFans disclosure paperwork before one.
What?
Okay, maybe I'm the only one.
The Mormon Church got themselves in a little bit of trouble over the last, well, not only the last week, over the last couple of years. It came out that their $100 billion portfolio was one of the largest well-kept secrets in the financial industry, and they were recently fined $5 million from the SEC. Mark, how do we feel about the Mormons and their $100 billion portfolio?
Well, you know what's interesting, Brian, is so their investment management arm, Ensing Peak Advisors, who did this, they didn't file these Section 13 filings that any investment manager needs to do. What they did was they split it up into 13 separate ones across the country, because the concern, and Serena, this may be of interest to you, was that the members of the Mormon Church, I'm not assuming anything, but I think you're Mormon, correct?
It depends on the day, but sure.
Got it. I'm usually not on Sundays, but every other day of the week. But they didn't want the members to stop giving their 10% tithing, so they hid this so they wouldn't look like they had this massive amount of wealth. You know, Brian, I got a question for you, though. So there's the old joke that why are the streets of Salt Lake City so wide? You know that one? So Joseph Smith could walk arm in arm with all of his wives. But, you know, I got a little play on that. So why did the investment manager of the Mormon Church file 13 separate Section 13Fs?
One for each of his wives?
Exactly. Bingo. There we go. Serena, I got one for you.
Oh, great.
Why do you never give a Mormon girl alcohol?
Why?
She'll pull up her panties and leave.
Sam Bankman-Fried has been charged with 12 counts in a new indictment. How are we feeling about this?
This is an interesting one. It's coming out now.
Sorry, keep going.
Get that in. Zoom in.
You want to see the print?
These new charges stem from his political donations, specifically some in some more dark areas. It came out that he was trying to donate over $1 million to a pro-LGBTQ super PAC, but unfortunately he couldn't find anybody gay inside of the company of whom he trusted. Bad move.
This is the story of my life. My friend group, are you kidding me? I don't trust any of those gays.
Okay, not sure what one says after that. Also, the fact that SBF is looking for someone trustworthy, that's interesting. I feel like he's probably not the best judge of character.
Yeah. I also find it interesting here that a lot of the narrative around his political donations was the fact that he was such a heavy Democratic donor versus being more of a Republican donor.
You think.
However, it's coming out now that a lot of the donations that are coming out that were focused on the Republicans were hidden under what's called being a straw donor, which means that he can find a way to get around some of the contribution limits from companies and individuals. So seems like he was playing both sides of the aisle here. How do we feel about playing both sides of the coin?
I like it. You got to play both sides of the aisle when you run for office. When I run for office, I plan on having a bunch of sketchy donors. All right. Skirting the campaign limits every way you can. What are rules if not to be broken? Oh, this is a good one. We have Ozy or Ozy Media. I don't know how to, I can barely read. But we made up a bunch of analytics and then it was trying to get Goldman to invest. This is what, a year ago or so it came out, but is our boy going to jail? What's his name? Carlos Watson?
Yeah, I appreciate the creativity. Having your chief operating officer pretend to be a YouTube executive to get on the phone with Goldman to say, hey, look, we're YouTube and we support this company.
Creative.
Very creative. If he took that creativity to the content they were making, maybe they wouldn't need to run bus ads.
JPMorgan has started restricting the employee use of ChatGPT. How are we feeling about this, Mark? Are you using it?
I am not using it, but I believe that I've corresponded with some ChatGPT influenced messages on OnlyFans, which is kind of a new thing that is going around.
Okay. What do they say?
I'm not going to tell you what they say. It's like, hey, baby, are you so horny? I'm like, yeah. And then Brian's like, Mark, can you focus in the meeting? I'm like, Brian, I'm replying to an email right now. Okay, I'm doing business. Jesus. Unbelievable.
What are the banks saying about ChatGPT?
They're saying it's bad, probably. I think the issue here is that it can be applied in so many different uses. JPMorgan also, they have a lot of other issues with people using certain forms of communication in the past that they shouldn't be doing. So look, I think it's a good move. I hate AI. I think it's stupid, and I don't want robots to rule the world. So I'm all for it. Jamie Dimon made a great decision.
How much do you need in order to retire? And it came out that $3 million seems to be the number, which seems a little low to me, but I'm curious what my colleagues here have to say about retiring with $3 million.
I have no idea how much you need to retire. I don't even know, because the thing is...
It's like, what really is retirement when you think about it, right? When you love what you do, you really never work a day in your life.
You know what?
Yeah.
That is so true.
Boom. Glad we can agree on one thing.
I don't know when I want to retire, but I know I would love to live like in like an old folks community. Maybe soon.
I mean, you could swindle them for a lot of money because at the end of the day, if they didn't spend all their retirement funds and they're going to pass away without anybody to be the beneficiary, seems like a good catch.
I can get someone's mink stole.
There you go. It's fashion and money. What else? What else can you
We can
pull
hang
out?
out. We could do crosswords.
It's true. Yeah. They could keep telling you the same story over and over again, and it's like you're living the same day.
I like that because I'm so self-involved that I don't even notice that somebody's telling the same story over and over. I love people with dementia. We really get along.
Mark, how much money do you need in your bank account to retire?
I don't know the answer to that, Brian. It's probably going to depend on how many divorces I go through. Probably more than I want. So speaking of something you're probably familiar with, the lipstick index. It is very back and it is very booming, and I'm definitely not just reading this for the first time on this screen. Now, Serena, I'm gonna have a question for you, but sales of cosmetic product are a bright spot in an otherwise bleak discretionary goods environment. What the hell do we think about that?
Of course there, lipstick, it's a pick-me-up. That's why people buy it in a recession. If you know, your house can get foreclosed on, your spouse can leave you, you can't send your kids to college, you get fired from your job, but you put on a red lip, it's all good. It's solved. Everything's okay.
Ulta Beauty is trading at all-time highs on this news, so it turns out that the lipstick index is in fact back.
The self-tanner index is also back. I've been single-handedly supporting that recently.
You do look a little more tan than you did yesterday, and I don't think the sun was really shining in New York, so wow.
Do you use like a tanning glove?
Yeah. Well, so I mean, yesterday wasn't me. I had some assistance. Just trying to support the economy.
Americans have over $21 billion in unspent gift cards. The average amount that an American has sitting around on a gift card is $175, which is up from $116 last year. Do you have any unused gift cards, Serena?
I have some for Joann's Fabrics.
Ooh.
And I have some for Michael's Arts and Crafts.
Oh, wow.
And you better believe those will be used.
It sounds like a great Midwestern strip mall experience there. You just need a Planet
dream.
Fitness and a pizza place.
Dream. I just want to craft and, you know, maybe sell stuff on Etsy and just live that
Do
fantasy.
ketamine, sell stuff on Etsy, knit. Love it. I'm moving to Portland to do that.
That's my lifestyle.
Fun fact, Serena, Portland has the highest number of strip clubs
per
capita.
capita?
Boom. Fact.
The more you know. That's great. It also came out that Americans are sitting with some of the highest levels of credit card debt as inflation continues to run across our country. 18 million people are behind on a credit card payment in the U.S. Mark, how's your credit card?
After this weekend at Tootsie's, it's a little bit higher than I would like, I'll say that. But I got a suggestion. Why doesn't someone come up with a way to use your unspent gift cards to pay off your credit card? Maybe it's a conversion at a discount or something. Maybe ChatGPT can do this. Stupid, dumb idea. AI again?
We're doing another AI story. It's trending, it's out there, and honestly, this is an important one, Mark, because it just came out that an artist was trying to claim copyright on an AI-created image. And she was initially awarded a copyright trademark, but the U.S. Trademark Office reversed their decision, saying that since it was not made by a human and should have never been granted copyright permission.
I kind of feel like for this, for a normal logo, like you're using, Adobe, Acrobat, whatever to design it. That's not just a human. I think that's fair.
Bankers would use Adobe Acrobat to design logos.
What is that? You're trying to insult me. I don't even know what that, like, how that's an insult. Like, okay. Well, yeah, let's do, what was the thing? The Keynote? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Keynote's better than PowerPoint. No, it's not.
What do you do on your computer all day?
Do my computer all day. We're limiting my time on the
He
computer.
makes PowerPoints with those transitions where it like gets pixelated.
Yeah,
and
it's like
blown
a
up,
swirl.
and it
It's
like
like-
slides through, and you got sound effects.
I'm
that
a
are
big
like,
word
"Whoa,
art
whoa,
guy,
whoa."
though. Like, I like word art.
This makes a lot of sense of what the fuck people do on Wall Street all day. They just sit there and hit
We're
keyboards.
moving logos around.
Yeah.
You're moving logos around. You're making these
Take
Excel
60
spreadsheets.
milligrams of Adderall.
F1, F1.
And then just put word art on a spreadsheet.
That's insulting to a generation of young bankers, Serena.
ChatGPT is just going to
Sorry,
take it all
y'all.
over. That's why JPMorgan really banned ChatGPT, because they're basically saying, look, if ChatGPT exists inside of this company, all of our bankers are going to get laid off. So that's why I think Jamie Dimon really wants to protect, you know.
Can ChatGPT do Algebra 1? Exactly. Didn't think so. That is why investment banking will
Who
never be
can?
taken over. Certainly not me.
That is This Week in Money. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
And with that,
Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, Brian. Sorry, continue.
thank you for joining us on another episode of This Week in Money. We'll see you again soon. I'm Brian Hanly.
Next week in money.
Next Week in Money.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm filming that after this. That's right.
Gotta get that SpawnCon.
Big Zin.
That
big
white
Zin.
collar dip.
It is white collar dip, isn't it?